What's going on, everybody? Another day making pots. Just gotta load up the chat. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yeah. Hey Sabrina, how's it going? Willie Rose, ACL. You guys are always first to the chat. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, I got you, ACL. I can read through spell check. Lee Rose says, my day has been amazing. How about yours? Yeah, mine is going well. Passerby, how are you? Good day, mate. I just got home from work. Long day, huh? Hope your day went well. Or evening. Yeah. Hope it's going well, bud. It's raining out like crazy here. If you can't hear it, you should go make pots in the rain and watch the clay just fall apart. Of course, last week when I was streaming, I was doing an order, and dumbass me forgot to make the correct amount of pots. It was going too quick, so I'm just going to fulfill the rest of that, and then we'll see what happens with the rest of the stream. That's what I'm working on right now. Charlie, how's it going? Pastor Boss says day's going well. Nice. Good afternoon. I guess we'll be getting that rain shortly. Yeah, probably. Where are you at, Charlie? If I've asked you before, I'm sorry. Oh yeah. No, I remember that. Who knows? Maybe it's staying up to the north. I have no idea. I didn't even look at the weather. I can see it's raining. That's about all I need to know. But I guess I can go outside and lick my finger and put it into the air and tell the future. Right. I need 6 more of these. So it's a little rope rim with 3 lines again. You guys see these before? You guys have seen these before. You're just watching another day in the life of Pottery. I don't know how to say your name. Ipo? Ipo? Nice. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if I've seen your name here. Maybe it's been here. Thanks for those immediate likes, guys. That's nice of you. And my wife's gonna head out and get another. We had to wait for till today, so she's going to get another 1,000 pounds today of white clay. Even though tomorrow I'm gonna be switching over to red, I believe. Well, for half the day. I'll probably have to make a bunch of white pots. And then I'll probably live stream red, because I haven't done that in a while. But, Charlie says, when we lived in New London, we saw the diagonal line across the state. We generally got less bad weather. Now we're right at that line. So it's 50. Yeah, I know, right? It's so strange. It's like right above you. Yeah, you're in the middle of the line. It's completely different. The altitude makes a big difference. I haven't been over to Berlin, Connecticut in a long time. What's a store that used to be over there we used to go to when I was young? Like a stereo store. It was like Kenmore stereos. Forget what the heck that store was called. That's old school. I don't know how long you've been there. I used to, what was that? Oh, it was such a, oh, that place. What was it called? It was like a, I went there like in high school for partying. It was like called 2000 or something. It was like a dance club kind of thing. I went there a few times. I am not a dancer, so it was pretty awkward. Mirel, it's your birthday today. Hey, happy birthday. These are sound. Yeah, maybe. That might have been it. Happy birthday to you. Another year around the sun for you. Do you have any plans for your birthday? Or is watching Pottery live streams your plan? Hope I don't let you down on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. It might have been Leisure Sound. I can't remember. This is going back. This is going back to like the 90s, to be honest with you. And I did, not long ago, I went over there with my dad and we played some music at a, I forget what the name of the place was. Silly me. But we played at a, I guess they had like an open mic jam. Uh-oh, ambulance is out. Somebody must have done something. You know, says, yes, I have plans. All right, nice. Well, I hope your day goes well. Happy birthday to you. Another one. And another one. It says I'm going to school where they teach how to make cakes. If my mom gets a notification that we got it. Cool. If you don't, then going to super cool place. All right, nice. Sounds good. I hope they don't teach you how to do what you actually spelled. But yeah, that's awesome. Remember, whenever I have a birthday, it's just another day. That's the way I look at it. Daniel. one. Oh, no worries about the spelling. I just thought the spelling was funny. Because it led me to a dark place in the humor. After this, I have to do a bunch of 1 pound pots. These are 2 pound pots, by the way. If ever anyone gives an actual, I use both my hands on the keyboard. I'm still a disaster, Charlie says. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, official? It's official. You're here. Thank you for tuning in today. It's nice to see you in here. Not that I can see any of you. You guys are just creeping on me. I take forever typing on back and forth. I suggest you try to use fingers instead of sausages. So how's everybody's day going? We got a birthday, and somebody with a birthday. We got people that are just getting done with work. Got people that are getting rained on soon enough, like I am. What else is going on with? What else is going down with y'all? You can always feel when there's going to be an issue with a certain piece. I can feel it in up this pot tonight. Oh Lord, oh Lord. I remember. Oh no, that was no worries. Just watching some crazy potter in his workday and singing 80s What was that? Phil Collins? Philadelphia Collins. Gail, how's it going? Gail says, hi, Ben. How are you? I'm doing well, Gail. How are you? I'm doing well. I literally counted wrong, making the white pots for that order. So I'm rectifying a mistake, as I seem to do through majority of my time on this planet. You're watching Baldrick on the Pottery's wheel. On the pottery wheel. On the puzzle. But I hope you're doing well, Gail. It's a pleasure to see you in here. Thank you for always tuning in. And everybody that's watching. It's going good, Gail says. All right. There you go. That's what it looks like when it's done. How many were you off by? 16. That's not just a small amount. It's just in the white pot, so. But yeah, I counted wrong. It's the order form that I got. It has nothing to do with me. It couldn't be my fault. But no, I actually, somebody sent me a different style order form, which was basically a website with pictures and stuff. So that was strange to get instead of just a list. So I messed up, but that's all right. We're getting it done. Whatever. Gail says, I always enjoy your streams. Thanks, Gail. Appreciate that. San, how's it going? Watching Ben make pots is so peaceful. Thanks, man. Sometimes it can be, right? Mm-hmm. 16, missed by that much. Spreads out arms wide. Hey, I could have lied to cover my stupidity. It's all right. You know, sometimes there's a 1 in front of a number. I was actually trying to read the numbers while they're very small, and I was trying to read while I'm doing the live stream, so I'm also trying to read chat. But I have no excuse for a mistake. The order comes first, not chat or this or that. So, but yeah, it's all right. It wasn't a. It wasn't a big deal. It's not like it's due tomorrow or anything. It's actually, this order is due for the end of the month, so plenty of time to mess up and do it again. I thought you said 6 earlier. Yeah, it should have been 6. 6 of this size. And then there's 10 of the 1 pound that were completely neglected. Yeah, I'm done. I'm all good. Yep, finish that. I'm gonna go about my life now. I could have just not said anything and let it go. Like, I'm just making these today. Hello, Random. What's up, hello, Random? How's it going, Randers? Who's this guy? My name is Ben Wolff. Hi, I'm Ben Wolff. I'm a potter. How are you? It's been a while since I've seen you in one of these lives, or at least commenting. Hope you're doing well. And eating as many cheeseburgers as possible. Randy Leahy. Bean Wharf. Hey, good one, pass her by. Just popping in to say hi. Well, thanks for popping in. I appreciate that. Always nice to see you in the live chat. Jess Rivers, nice work. Patrick Swayze would be proud. Patrick Swayze. He didn't make pots in that movie. Just for you to know. He didn't make one damn pot. It was his wife that was making pots. I mean, get your shit straight if you're gonna talk about the Swayze train like that. That's kind of like blasphemy. Demi Moore would be proud. But if Brody was totally proud of me, proud, then no, it was in the movie Ghost. Just trying to. I know it was. I've never heard of Ghost before. Jess, I'm kidding. Demi Moore. I'm just messing around. It's the oldest joke in the book. Oh, Pottery. Ghost? And if Gail, if you're taking note, I'm pretty sure that's number 2 for the day for your bingo card. 2, say hi. Yeah. I saw. You don't need to correct yourself, Elorana. Bean Wharf or Wolff. Wolff. Wow. There we go. Wolff. Wolff. Gail, yeah, Gail has 2. I know, we need, yeah. I should just get in touch with you with an actual bingo card for you. That's always a given. And then we'll get the sexual innuendos for clay making. Usually that's coming next. Those are so descriptive that they almost need like specific ones. And the rain just stopped. If you don't like weather in New England, wait 5 minutes. Probably sunshine and a rainbow out there right now. Gail says, yep. Well, you know it. You know it. You know it to be true. If you guys can guess what I just hummed. It's pretty good. All right. It's such an amazing flower pot. It's a masterpiece. Oh, what are you doing? Just fall down like Chevy Chase. That's pretty much what was coming right there. Yeah, passerby with the win. Passerby with the win. Oh man, you know me too well. It was not even that clear and tonal. It was just the rhythm of it too. Wow. Can we get a W in the chat for passerby? Everybody, just type W, please. That was a complete win. I mean, it was so nonchalant. Yeah, there's 2 U's. I like that. Thank you for hitting those W's for passerby. He definitely deserves it. It was so like, I really didn't even go far with it, just very quickly. It's like, what else would he, passerby's like, what else would he be humming during his days making pots while live streaming? I may have heard it once or twice. It was a good one, dude. You nailed it. You nailed it out of the park. And the Family Guy versions play the same, right, play the same song, right. They go back like 20 years later. They're still playing the same damn song. I think in the remake, like the remix of those movies, though, they took that song out and changed it, which is and was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And they took the music out from Return of the Jedi and changed that, which was pretty darn cool as well. And even the end, they changed the ending music with the Ewoks. That's when they lost me. few changes here and there, but that music change, unacceptable. That is unacceptable to this old man. Thank you guys for the 24 likes. Whether you actually liked it or not, that's a different story. The strange sounds of pottery making. So these are just 1 pound versions of that pot that I was doing before. So these are pretty much 4.5 or so by 4.5. They'll shrink down to about 4 by 4 inches, that is. For the rest of the world, I don't know. Every other country in the world uses the metric system, basically. But us. We have to be different. The Century gun scene. Wizard move. Oh! Oh, no way. Is that a thing? Oh, come on. Why? That's just some kind of, I don't know, Total Recall. They probably changed. The 3-chested woman. I don't like when they change things, like in Star Wars and other movies. Yeah, no, not me either. Like, just leave it be. It was awesome the way it was. I could see if they had like a director's cut where they had other scenes that they add in or changed out a version of. But as long as it's just like a release of that, but at least let people see the original the way it was intended to be seen, or it was seen when it came out. You can either buy the director's cut or the changed ones, but at least be able to have the original on hand. They do that with albums too. You know, I listened to the other day was Pearl Jam 10, and it sounded like they redid the whole drum part. It sounded like they used like Matt Cameron instead of the drummer that actually played on the album. The whole album is completely mixed differently. And I know the band didn't like the mix when it came out, but it's iconic. So I was waiting for specific things in the mix. I'm like, that's... Why'd you have to change it? And why can't I find the original? So this is why I keep my CDs. And everybody makes fun of me. It's for proof that when this thing came out, it was different. Exactly. Cyrus says hi. How's it going, Cyrus? Cyrus says go. How about you? I'm go too. I'm doing well. Yes, thank you so much for asking. And thanks for tuning in today. Would you guys rather see a zoom in of the wheel a little closer? 'Cause I know these are 1 pound pots, so I can zoom in on the wheel if you want. Let me know in the chat if you would rather have it zoomed in a bit. Adirondack Earthware, good afternoon. I thought Cyrus was you, but now you got me confused. Hope you're doing well. I like the name change, man. So anybody that's not watching, Adirondack Earthenware is formerly known as SJM Ceramics, who is making pots in the Adirondacks and making earthenware on a kick wheel. And I got to finally catch it live yesterday real quick. And sorry I couldn't stay that long, but I had to get on with it. But it was great to see you live, man. Guesses I like to be. Okay, you're good. All right. Thank you. Thank you. There's too many other SJM ceramics, so I took the opportunity to create something. Was there an actual SJM like at SJM Ceramics? That's just, yeah. I don't know how many. Somebody should Google this. How many YouTube accounts are there? Coming up with a unique name that somebody else doesn't see and then copy it. Again, it's hard to do. Not on YouTube, but there are a couple on Instagram and other studios that have very similar names. But yeah. Gotcha. That whole naming thing is quite interesting and tough to do. I really came up with a ingenious one for my channel. Passerby would probably be writing at the moment, Bean Wolff Pottery. Bet you that's not taken. Country Carpenter, how's it going? Oh, are you crying? Oh, you're laughing. Hope you're doing well, Country Carpenter. Always nice to see your name in there. You guys remember Country Crock? Wasn't that like some fake margarine butter? Or fake wasn't it like a margarine? Country Crock? Is that still even being made? Oh, that stuff. Sorry. I don't know why that made me think of that. Ugh. Really convince people it was better for you. I don't think think it was. Gail says, I didn't realize I had a YouTube channel. YouTube just did it and used my first and last name. Yeah, and a number. Yeah, that's how it goes. And you can, like, just make it so your stuff is private or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's like 51 million. Oh yeah, my grandparents used to use the containers when they were empty, leftovers and such. I know, right? Country Carpenter says thanks. Hope your day is going well. Yeah, it's going well, Country Carpenter. Exactly, yeah, no. Well, I guess, yeah. We had it about, hey, buddy got wet. You hear that? I got wet, I got wet, I got wet. Oh, yeah, I got wet. Yeah. I remember eating the stuff. And people telling me it was healthier. I was like, I don't even want to eat this. I'd rather just have like toast with nothing on it. Or just a piece of bread, untoasted at this point. This is disgusting. Do you, Casey? Aw. Do you have a clone trooper as a... I can't even see what that is, but... Oh, your message got hidden? Why? Oh, because it has a innuendo in it? I don't think it... You were meaning, like, outside in the rain, right? Is that... What is it? Is it Clone Trooper? Do I have that right? I didn't want my full name out there. I figured out how to change. Yeah, exactly. I know. Well, in the beginning of my business, I didn't want to do that either, but it was like already happening that everybody knew my name, so I was like, all right, may as well just do it. If I was to do it all over again, I might do something different. I don't know. If I had to do it all over again, knowing what I know now, I would have just invested well and been retired at this point. And making pots for fun and giving them away. That's what I'd be doing. Be making pots for fun and just giving them away to random people. Or stores that are needing help, or retirement homes, people that don't have any families during the holidays, that kind of thing. Which I should just do that anyway. You guys think I should do that this year? It'd be kind of fun to make a batch and bring them to a retirement home and just let them give them to the people that live there. I think that would be fun. Not that I have a lot of money, but I could make a bunch of reclaim pots and do that. I think that's a good idea. Buy a Bitcoin or 100 back in the day. Yeah, in 2008 when they were 8 cents. Buddy jumping around like crazy up there. Or in 1997 when Amazon was 17 cents a share. And then just live life. Do you build your own texture roller tools? Yes, I do. Especially this one. This one was the one I made my own. It's, yeah. A lot of work goes into these, but not all of them. Some of the other ones I have are just purchased and tried out from random places. I also just find things and use them. Like bottle tops. That's a Nesquik top. So just use your imagination. That's the best way to do it. What does he keep barking at? What a loudmouth that boy is. Let's gotta move these over. That's a good idea, Country Carpenter said. Oh, and of course I got clay all over the freaking tablet. That was Remy that said that. Do you build your own? Well, welcome, Remy. Is that short for Remington? Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it would be. I think it'd be fun. And Gail says it'd be fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, it would be fun to do. I'm sure I have to find. There's one down the road here. And I have a friend that works at it, so I should ask how many people are in there. There's not gonna be a lot of pots. Short for Jeremy. Oh, there you go. There you go. So, I guess mine would be Jammin'. Short for Ben. Welcome to you, Remy, then. I don't know if I've seen you in here, but welcome to you. Yeah, this is a 1 pound pot, Remy. I just made a bunch of 2 pound pots. These are just very small 1 pounds, which are actually harder for me to throw than 2 pound pots or 4 pound. I know that sounds crazy, but my hands get cramped with such a small amount of clay. Do you throw pots, Remy? I do. It's been a year since I took a 6-week course. I bought my own wheel in February. Nice. And have been trying to get more consistent. Nice. Good for you. Well, best of luck on your pottery journey. These are just little, like I said, 1 pound pots. So these are for a store order. So, and tomorrow I will be throwing probably bigger pots. Assuming. Actually, because all those pots will be up above, I actually will be throwing smaller pots again tomorrow, so they can dry off of the bats, because they will not be getting direct fans. So I'll probably be throwing smaller pots again tomorrow. That's the idea. Sabrina says, always so beautiful. Thank you, Sabrina. Appreciate that. You're such a kind person. Well, yeah, Remy, good luck on your pottery journey. It's always fun. I don't really remember the beginnings of mine. I was throwing it when I was a child, so I was born in the clay, molded by it. Hey, look at all the smiley faces or whatever's popping up. Thanks for those. I was going to send some people stuff on YouTube, but a lot of people. Wait, what's that country cover? I was going to send some people stuff on YouTube. A lot more drama to try to do. Like send people that you know on YouTube? What do you mean? What's going on? Like as a gift? Gifting things? What are you doing? Don't do that, man. Tab, hiya. How are you this fine day? I'm fine. Fine. Everything's fine. I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you were doing well as well. Wait, hope you were doing well as well. Does that make sense? I don't know English. I don't speak no correct English. Oh, a gift. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, no, it is hard to figure out all that. It can be it'd be quite troublesome to be able to do that. I usually do that stuff in person. Except for the random times that I've done like a giveaway on this channel. And then I have to get the person's information and send it to them. Which sometimes isn't easy on a platform that doesn't have any kind of messaging system. Which you figure YouTube would have. Instead of just comments. You can like opt in or opt out of using it. Come on, guys. Come on, YouTube. Which I would probably opt out saying all that. I get too many messages anyway. You doing good, Tab? All right, cool. You're welcome, doing fine, and thank you. Yeah. It's good, right. Thank you for correcting my English. Always with these smaller pots, doing things out of order. My brain is not working properly. When is it ever, guys? You guys have been watching for as long as some of you have. You obviously realize that his brain does not work properly often. I was wondering if rain makes it harder to make the pots. I imagine dry time, but the actual making of the pots, nah. Unless you have like depression from the rain, then it could, but no, it doesn't affect that. I mean, if I was to make pots outside, then yeah, it definitely would affect everything. But yeah, that's not what you were asking, and I'm sure it wasn't. But yeah, doesn't really affect it. Drying time it does affect, but you can just use dehumidifiers when you need to. Do you have a favorite? Charlie says, "Do you have a favorite pot to make?" I'm sure you've answered this in a point before. No, I don't. I kind of like all the pots that I choose to make. I like. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't make them. So I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. I don't really have a favorite. No, I mean, if I needed to make pots for myself in my home, I would probably go more simpler in shape than designed. So just that would be my taste, but I think there's a specific place for each one of the styles that I do, and they work well in different spots. So yeah, my brain isn't working well. I'm gonna put on my thinking cap. I'm gonna put it on backwards. So it might work in reverse. It definitely worked in reverse. I already put a bat on the whip. Wrong me. Tab says that's pretty cool. I got my thinking cap on now, and I'm still not thinking properly. And Charlie, the arrogant answer would be the pot that sells. The hat is not helping. Dude, I don't know if you guys, I don't even know if I've ever dropped a rib on the stream. It's not the thinking cap. First time you've seen it, Gabby? I think, yeah. I know I've dropped my little cutter before. I'm dropping a rib. been a long time. I feel like it's been at least a year since I've dropped a rib. Well, there you go. Once a year. Maybe that'll be the thing. Just take all my tools and throw them all on the ground now. That way. You guys want to see me play 52 pickup? Pick up 52 tools. Just get it out of the way all the time. Gail says, I drop tools and sponges often. The sponge happens a lot. It's funny when a sponge falls and it gets stuck. I'm going to see if I can even do this. But it gets stuck right in between the wheel head and the splash pan. And then you turn it on. See, I can't even, when I want it to happen, it won't happen. But sometimes it falls and the sponge gets stuck in there and it just goes around and around and around. See, I can't even make it happen. It's a potter in his natural habitat. As he tries to get a sponge to go around the wheelhead, he finally realizes he's not working and he's actually taking a break. Ah, well, it didn't work. Whatever. Happens a lot. Adirondack Earthenware says, I love dropping tools under... Yeah, that's it. Me too, under this wheel. It's... Yeah, when it goes under there, it's usually covered in white clay anyway. It blends in well. It was nice to see you on the kick wheel, man. Like I said, I haven't used a kick wheel in like 25 years or something like that. Long time ago, in a galaxy far away. So that was cool to see. And you were totally right. You know, like you said, you were talking about, you know, speed of the wheel, especially with the kick wheel, because there's so much torque with that wheel anyway, that you were able to move it. So, I mean, like, I'll slow the wheel down right here. I could do the same here. But because these are production pots, going, like, mid-speed for me is definitely helpful. So, like, but there is a thing about the slower the wheel is going, especially with bigger pots, there's more torque. So, it's just like trying to rock crawl a truck up a mountain. You go really slow with torque, it'll grab harder. So this is probably close to half the speed I usually throw these ones at. Let's go down even slower. Adirondack Earthware says, yes, that was a very good lesson to learn. I spend much less time kicking and more time throwing. Yeah. Like I said, the amount of torque that's going on with the heavy kick is going to carry you through the pot easily. So, like this wheel, it'll just stop dead. But if it kept going with the weight of a kick wheel underneath it, then you're good to go. Have you ever tried a treadle wheel, Adirondack? Like Simon Leach has? Actually, last time I talked with Simon, we talked about me cruising down there and checking stuff out. And I would love to try out his treadle wheel, so you never know. When am I going to get time to go all the way over to Pennsylvania? That's the question. but it'd be fun to do. And I'd love to try out one of his treadle wheels. Alright, I haven't dropped anything since I put on my thinking cap. Whoops. Alright, now I definitely know that I have enough pots for the white portion of that order. And we'll be on to red, but while I'm here in white still, I might as well make some more s'mores. I'm just gonna do a live stream of me making s'mores and eating them, because that's my other hobby, is actually eating. Brain's off today, guys. Okay, so the next order coming up, I know I have to do this style. So, style change. Do not need the rope. No, I do need to clean up all these. And I could do that toward the end of the stream. I need to clean all these up to switch them over to red. It is due time for me to make a whole batch of tools. Just for the red. 4 other colored clay pots that I use. Or clay, rather. Jeez, I can't even speak right today. Gail says, did you already make the saucers? This order did not want saucers with them, so, which was a surprise because everybody wants saucers with their pots. So made it kind of easier. But to answer your question for this next order, no, this next order I will have to make the saucers. But I have made, I think I have about, I don't know, at least 120, 130 saucers upstairs of various sizes, so I'll have to sift through what I have. Yeah. What I really need to do is have at least 200 of each size saucer ready to go. To make life easier. So this is a shape called the footed herb pot. You don't have to plant herbs in it, but they go well in it. And it just has a little foot at the bottom, straight walled, one line at the top. And this pot already has, because I'm using my rib that I made that has a little cut under it, it already is basically trimmed for me. I just have to do a quick sand when I flip over and sign it. So that's that pop. And I believe, I should try to find the order for them. I believe I need 10 of these, so let's do that. You know what, let's not believe anything. Let's know. 10 number 1. I was right. I was right that time. And these number 1s are so small. I don't even wedge half the time. I just get the clay and put it on. No wedging. Hang on 1 second, guys. If you don't mind, here, you can stare at a spinning wheel. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, Miss Sarah. Sorry, I had to walk away. My wife is going to get 1,000 pounds of clay, and we do not leave the house without giving each other a kiss goodbye and telling each other that we love each other. That's the way it works. Or at least has worked for the last 25 years. Yeah, how's it going, Mrs. Harry? Welcome to you. Well, buddy's gonna be missing his mom. Charlie says, "Oh, that's a great tradition." Well, it's a key to a happy marriage. No, it's just something we've always done. I like it too. It's not something we have to do. It's something we choose to do, and it's we're old school. It's wonderful. That's a sign of a good marriage. Oh, I thought you see on Mrs. Harry. I thought it had a question mark. That's a sign of a good marriage. Gail says you are a wealthy man. Financially, not so. With love, absolutely. Full of wealth, happiness, all that good stuff. But with love, I'm a very lucky man. I cannot say how awesome it is to have her in my life. So yeah, with that, I am. Pottery? No, you're not going to be a millionaire from pots. Swan City Ceramics. Hey, Ben, came in at the right moment. That's beautiful. Oh, cool. Thanks, Swan City. Shout out to Swan City Ceramics. If you guys like watching pottery here, you guys probably like watching Swan City. They are awesome. Jess and Nick are awesome people. And it's fun to see what they've been doing. And yeah, so I finished up the white pots of an order just today. And then because I didn't want to switch over to the red wheel, just going on to the next order, and I'm making a few 1 pound little footed herb flower pots for the next order after this one. So I'm just getting a head start on that before I switch over to red. And I'll be doing a whole day of red tomorrow. But how are you guys doing down there in Florida? I saw that video of you guys at the blueberry. Well, not blueberry. You guys had everything. You had squash and cucumbers and everything was in already. It's like, come on. It'll be a long time until our stuff's in. You know what I'm saying? I do know what you're saying, Bastard Boy. Sadly enough, I know what passerby is saying. This pot is probably one of the most simple pots that I make. Pretty much done in 5 moves, maybe 6 moves. Not that I'm counting. So Today's good. Glazing up a storm. Nice. Thanks for checking out you pick vids. Oh, definitely. Definitely the best when your food is fresh. Oh, 100% agreed. Yeah, we have a, my mother and my brother mainly, but I'm going to be helping too. We have about an acre and a half, 2-acre garden going this year over at my family's farm on my mother's side, my stepfather. So about 2 acre of vegetables this year. So that will be quite the undertaking. So I don't know how much I'm gonna be helping other than probably going over and weeding when I can in the mornings or something. So. But it's all tilled and ready to go. But mainly do hay. It's mainly hay farm, so yeah, farm life. I should show you guys that too someday. I should do a video to show you the other side of my life. Not that I really like sharing everything, but showing where I was brought up and whatnot, a good thing. Oh yeah, he dropped a link. So Passerby dropped a link to Swan City Ceramics. You should check it out. I actually kind of want to see what was. Yeah, just a timeout. It was smooth. I don't even know how to say your name. I don't even know what your profile picture is. I don't know nothing. I'll just call you Symbol. Hey, just sex. Brilliant. No, this is Pottery. Not that. You're on YouTube, not YourTube. Whatever the hell they call it. Thank you guys for all the likes today. Whoa, 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 whoa. Caught myself there. Almost cut the foot right off of that pot, which would have been stupid. I hope that's my wife leaving. Not somebody just breaking into my house right now. Sorry, yeah, man, it's a sign of healthy marriage. Little gestures like this are very important. In our family, we have a tradition of saying, "We'll be back" before leaving. Yeah, exactly. You were a little slow. I didn't even see it petrifying. Yeah, that's a good one too. Right. I'll be back. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. Yeah, we just do the I love you. Drive safe. I don't know where we've just done that forever. Just, I don't know, whatever. You never know what the heck could happen. Jane, how's it going, Jane? How are you? welcome to the live stream. Hope you are doing well today. Just lurking. It's the goat of pottery. The greatest of all things of all time. No, I'm not the greatest of all time. I will tell you that with complete understanding. But welcome to you, Just Lurking. Nice to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. And while Rita's watching Gabriel Knit last night, throwing a small long time, fun to watch. Yeah, no, he's a great potter. Gabriel Nichols is a great potter. Last time I was live on Instagram, he was in my live, and we were chatting back and forth, which is awesome. Throwing pleasantries back and forth with each other. Apparently, we're fans of each other. It was really nice to talk with him, real quick, via messages. But it was nice to have him in my live. Quite the awesome guy. And I don't know I think he has a small YouTube channel here, but his Instagram following is huge. Like he's got quite a bit of people that follow him. Jane said, doing well. Hope you are too. I am. Thank you so much. Jane says, I want to give pottery a go, but I am worried it'll dry out my hands. Does that happen to you? And if so, how do you deal with that? It can. Every clay is a little bit different. So the clay that I use is a stonework clay body, and it does not contain talc. The talc-based earthenwares, low-fire clay bodies, do have the tendency to dry out your fingers just like concrete, but so I've been throwing for a while now. The other trick is to use cold water while you're throwing, but my hands are already, I don't know if you can see them, they're pruning up. So yeah, no, it happens. Your hands get dry. Like this was right here where I hold my rib this weekend was cut wide open. I just had to squeeze it back shut and use super glue, so that was good. But yeah. It's not but yeah, it happens. But you shouldn't let that be a thing. Like your hands, will be fine from it. It's not gonna, whatever. If you take a long bath, your hands prune. So if your hands are in water for too long, they prune. So, but yes, they can dry out. Obviously, use some kind of lotion if you, and I do this. I make thousands of pots, so it's gonna happen, and things crack. So when they do, yeah, obviously it hurts when you put your hands back in the clay. But actually, the clay fills up the wound or whatever. No big deal. It's later on in the night. I actually choose to use bag balm, even though it's made for cows' udders, but literally. But it works amazing, and it has a bit of a high odor to it, but it's a good one. Jane says, I like to say no to crack. Well, yeah, I think you should. That's not from Sorry. Oh, I was thinking guitar. Oh, I thought you were throwing in a jab there, bud. Yeah, Another place, actually, that passerby brings up a good point. Another place that your fingers get broken is like at the cuticle. See, I have no nails. You do not have nails after drawing pots because the clay will go up and underneath your nail. And so you have to keep your nails as short as possible. Because I'm an artist and I don't know when my next dollar is, I actually bite my nails out of being, nervous. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about clay getting under those nails because I pretty much don't have any. But yes, Jane, I would say saying no to that is a wise idea. Never got into doing that. And I also I have a belt, so I keep my pants up all the way. You're funny, and I guess your hand modeling days are over? Yeah. Well, actually, no. I use them for lotion needed, hands that need lotion commercials. So I'm what you call like the stunt hand. They say, all right, pause, bring in the stunt hand. And then there's the before and the after, and my hand's the before. So, and you're funny. I'm funny how? I'm a clown, like I amuse you. The before photo, yeah, exactly, the before photo. Stunt hand is right. This video is brought to you by Lubriderm. Are your hands cracked from making too much pottery? Don't do crack, use Lubriderm. Side effects may include the after photo is all the after photo is all wrinkled. I should do that. An actual one though, passerby. Like take a picture of my hands before throwing, and then directly after throwing. But whoever asked that question, was it Jane? Don't be afraid about your hands getting a little whatever. I mean, unless you're a hand model. Just get a little dirt on your hands if you're gonna grow up. Get a little dirt on your hands. Well, I have to say that your amazing pots are worth the sacrifice. Thanks, Jane. Well, that's my job, so I've got to do what I got to do. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really don't think of it as a sacrifice. Like my hands were destroyed when I worked when I was milking cows and I'm breaking broken things or throwing hay, or worst of all, working for a mason was a brutal thing with my hands. So I remember on weekends when I would work with a mason and I come to make pots of my father's, my hands would be bleeding all over the place. My dad was like, oh my God, like it was a fear for him because he was full into being a full-time potter. And it was like a nightmare for him. I was like, I don't even feel it. You get numb to it. It helps if you don't have a fully functional brain like I do too. So. Hey, you should get a hand cream or a referral fee. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, right. Like I know. Enter code Wolff on whatever Lubriderm's website. Well, actually, yeah. Like I said, I use Bag Bomb, which was initially used for cow's udders, but now has many other uses. Well, Reed, it's when you're throwing and your feet get too dry, then you guys. It's when you're dehydrated. You know what the problem can be, though? So there are some clays that aren't the greatest to throw because of what's in them. But it's always good to know what's inside of your clay. So if there's a clay that has like black iron oxide or manganese, and then you go into that pot with a cut, it's going to absorb into your bloodstream. So if you have an iron problem, I would probably not suggest to use red clay with a cut because it's filled with iron. Just, I guess, common sense things, but I don't know if common sense is common anymore. But know what's in your clay. Pearly, how's it going? Yeah, nice to see you here. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Be sure it's for 2 halves. Well, yeah, otherwise you don't get the discount code. Jane says you were sorry. Common sense is definitely not common. We should call it rare sense. Yeah, I don't like that. We should revert to common sense again. If that's a saying. Revert to common sense. Again. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That stove is hot. How do you know? Put your hand on it. Okay. Do you know now? Making common sense common again. Oh, what a t-shirt. Oh, I should make that a t-shirt. That'll make people think I'm a political individual, which I'm not. Oh, this is a good one. Wolff, Pottery, making common sense common again. I don't know. I'd wear that on a hat. See if I can't piss off people. That's why I like that. Probably for the show went great. And my voice didn't crack. Oh right, you were Alice in Wonderland, lead role. Well, congratulations. I'm glad it went well and you didn't have any mishaps or whatnot. Even if you did, who cares? You're doing it. And I'm sure you did great. So congratulations to you. Pastor Rush says I like it. Bumper sticker. Yeah. I mean, on my creepy white van. Oh, it's good. What is common sense and what does it mean to you? Let's talk about it next time. On our next show, should I put an ejection seat in a helicopter? Let's find out. Let's put it to the test. I think though the folks who lack sense don't know it. So, well, that's the problem with stupidity there, Jane, is that it hurts the people around you more so than yourself. And to have to be smart enough to know that you're stupid, you're halfway there. Not you personally, but you're halfway there if you know that you're stupid. I know I'm stupid, so I'm halfway there. I'm smart enough to know that I'm stupid. And I like making fun of the fact that I am. Probably says thank you. Some 5-year-old playing a flower started crying on stage, but that was our only mishap. Well, I mean, hey, maybe that was written into it. Maybe the flower was sad. So that's the way you gotta look at it. Instead of people being like, "Oh," be like, "No, that was meant to be." Passerby comments, let's comment when laws don't let natural selection do its thing. What seatbelts? All right, this is gonna be one of those. Here we go. I like to blame seatbelts for stupidity. Jane says you were cracking me up. Oh, well, you should definitely make sure you have lotion then. Is always why the flower never, how is the flower? Now that is the question to be. To be or not to be a flower? That is the question. Be a flower pot. I'm making flower pots. But anyway, I'm glad it went well for you, Pearly. Good for you on the, I'm sure being the lead role in Alice in Wonderland was a undertaking, and good for you for completing it. Jane says, I grew up when seatbelts were not mandatory, and we rode in the back of trucks and rode bikes and skates. You didn't say rollerblades because you knew you were going to get made fun of. With no helmet. Yeah, no helmets were for dorks. And stitches, and we're still alive. Thank goodness, yeah. Well, and it weeded out some of the people that, were clumsy. So I grew up in the same era. In the 80s, the end of the, I don't even know if, everybody, it's obviously a good thing for a kid to wear like a helmet on a ski slope or on a bike or whatever, but when we were kids, you would literally get into a fight or beat up for that. So, because it was a sign of being a wimp. So, you think about it, safety was a sign of wimpiness. Kinda doesn't make sense, but at the same time, yeah. And that was my place of choice to ride in the truck with my father, my stepfather, my mother, whoever was driving. I always chose to ride in the back of the truck, even in the winter. And what was even funnier was when it was really snowy out to get in the back, and then you saw like a big snow, drift, just jump off into the snow. And then you were in the snow for like probably 20, 30 minutes until your parents realized you weren't in the back of the truck and they had to backpedal wherever they went. Pulled that a few times. That went over great. So there goes my whole idea about common sense. There could have been a mailbox underneath that snow. Let's see. I wish I learned how to ride a bike, Jane. Oh, you got to learn how to ride a bike. Like, that's the first thing. That's one of the first things you should do. You should learn how to ride a bike at like, whatever, 3, 4 years old. If I had kids, it would be mandatory. From planes, trains, and automobiles. Yeah, there you go. Jane, I think we're in the same age bracket. You don't have to say your age. But yeah, I am an 80s kid. So, Pastor Bryce says, is wearing a bicycle helmet a law in the USA? It's a law in specific states, in specific areas. So every state has a different law on that, and the same with motorcycle helmets. So here in Connecticut, it is not illegal. Well, wait a minute. You do not have to have a motorcycle helmet in Connecticut. But the moment you cross over to Massachusetts, it is. And you'll be fined, I forget what it is, like $500 or something ridiculous. Because all those, Harley guys really want to wear helmets. I do wear a helmet when I'm riding a motorcycle. Though there are days where it's nice to just, putt around real slow and get some fresh air. The real intention of put on a pair of sunglasses and hop on real quick, not go far. But bicycle, I believe, it is not the same as a motorcycle in Connecticut. But that could have changed. So laws are always changing per state. And Massachusetts, it definitely, I know up in Massachusetts, it definitely is a law to wear a helmet on a bicycle. Which, you got to fall off and feel the pain a little bit. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about all that. I just go on with my life. Damn, all right, we're good. We'll maybe do like one more big one or something. We got for time. I got enough for another big one. Shall we make a big pot? You guys let me know. I have time for one, and clay. I have clay for one more 6-pound pot. So should I do something interesting like a vase or a specific style flower pot you've seen me made in the past? Burley says, I don't think it's a law. 3, I crashed my bike at 6 and I've not touched it yet. Now you got to get on at 3 years old. Give so many other things. Amanda says, vase. Welcome to you, Amanda. All right, we got a vase and the thing. Any other? How old are your kids, Ben? I don't have kids, so they're not born yet. No, I don't have kids that I know about. That was a joke. I do not have kids. My wife and I do not have kids, but if we did, we would have them riding bikes at a very young age. 50-pound vase. I only have 6 pounds of white clay left, so that ain't gonna happen. Swan City says, cube. I've already made a cube, Swan City. It's already been done in the live stream. I already did it. Been there, done that. That's what they call me. Gail says, go for it, Ben. Just whatever. We'll go for it. All right, let's do a 6-pound go for it. Something I haven't done in a while, maybe. I don't know. Oh, is there wait a minute, before I do this, is there like a challenge this week? Swan City, is there a challenge for the Clay clan? A 6-pound Davis. A statue of David. I recently watched Rajiv and your dad create marble pots and soap dishes. Look fun. Have you tried it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the marbled stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. Sticks and stones for tools. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but pots will hurt you. So I don't have any sticks or stones down here. Do I? Do I? Let's see here. Do I just carry around stones with me? Sticks and stones. I mean, that's kind of stupid because everything we do is with wood or, well, I guess not stone. What about an ashtray? What's this, Wally? I'm gonna have to do the sticks and stones thing at a different time because, yeah. What is that? An ashtray? With an. That could be done. But let's see here. What else do we got for ideas? Yeah, Jane, I have made the marble pots many times. Well, not many times, a few times, and I did not like. I thought the coloring was too much. It's too much going on. I think it'd be better usage for maybe like plates or bowls, stuff like that, rather than on pots, flower pots. Because the job of a flower pot is, to really accentuate the plant, and your eye would go right to all that crazy tie-dye marbling stuff. And it wasn't marbling. What they were doing was joggleware. Marbling is when you take like two different types of clay and put them together, and then throw that. So you'd have like a white clay and a red clay mixed together without being wedged, and you throw that and blotches of it. So that's marbleized. Joggleware is what they were doing, where they put a slip, and they put a red pot into a white slip, and then they put red or green, different minerals, oxides, whatever, on the sides of it, and then shake it around, and that made that look. Hey, Hicko, how's it going? Make a unicorn. I don't know how. A big bowl, Gail says. All right, you know what, Gail? Let's do that. 6-pound bowl. It was a 6-pound bowl. We just settle on a bowl. Sounds good. This will be one big bowl. Have you looked at Seal Ceramics? Oh, you keep saying that, and I didn't. I'm sorry. I think I even wrote that down, and I didn't. Why can't you hear? Why? I don't know. I love throwing big balls. Yeah, they're the easiest. Big balls are easy to make. Big balls make the pottery world go round. Okay. Let's make the big bowl. Can you turn it into a bird bath? Or a buddy bathtub? For 6 pounds, probably not. And if I would probably need like 16 pounds to do maybe like a 22-inch thing like that. Yeah. this would be more of like a 6-pound fruit bowl. It's a fruit bowl. I guess 6 pounds is a good size for what you call a pansion. So it'll end up being at least 12, 13 inches. I'm just trying to deal with compressing the base. All right, let's go with another. You know what? Let's just go straight into the ribbing with this. Okay, there we go. Slow down the wheel. No, don't need that slow. First rib. I gotta put it in there just so you have, Gail, there's another one. Michael, I'm glad you feel that way. And I'm glad I could be of service to you. Please send a super chat because I made you feel that way. That's just a basic bowl. Let's, yeah, it'd be a very good mixing bowl. Yeah, like I said, this is right now we're at about 13 inches. So let's make it into more of a pansion. So I'm gonna slow it down. Pull this rim out completely. Well, not completely flat. Maybe a little bit down, because when the pot will dry, sometimes the rim can go up. So with my bowls, I do like seeing the inside have throw lines. That's my favorite thing to see. In a way, it's whatever. Some people like to rib the inside of the pot to make it look more machine made. I like the throw lines. And what I will do is I'm going to put my finger down here. And there we go. There's a big pansion. That way, when you pick up the bowl, you're picking up from the rim. Because this is so wide, yeah, we're at about 13, 14 inches at this point. Swan City with the clap. Thanks, Swan City. Just a bowl. I wish I had more time for glazed ware, because that's kind of where what I was into when I started making pots. But I quickly got thrown into the, we have orders for flower pots for you. So, but glazeware was definitely my, I would say, and I will at some point get back into it, especially when, and if I open up my own store, I will be doing quite a bit of glazeware. So, but because this is so wide, I will cut underneath it. I left the base just right. Perfect amount. And I know it's not for some, but just like riding a bike, throwing a big bowl like that is it's kind of the first shape you kind of do when you start making pots. It's like, I want to make a bowl. So it'd be nice to make some, I don't know, maybe 16-pound bowls, some big ones. Gail says I like to throw lines too. Yeah, I mean, as long as they're not like it's extreme. But yeah, I like to leave them like that. So there's a 6-pound pension. We are at, yeah, about 14 inches wide. I'll leave that on for you guys to see the throw lines. I'll move these off to the side. All right, so next job, to go over to red clay. So the tools I know that will be used need to be cleaned. So this is where I get to chat with you guys more than make the pots. So Gail says very nice, man. Thanks, Gail. I know it's just a simplistic bowl. I didn't do anything crazy to it yet. Should I smash it with my face? It's gonna be a lot of yeses. Nice pot for me to poop on. Well, you can't say they ain't got a pot to piss in. There for you. No, I'd love to, in all seriousness, I would love to get back into, production on these would be great. The thing about these is they're way easier to do than some of the flower pot designs I do. So I could probably easily make 100 of these 6-pound bowls in a day. You know, it sounds like a lot. I'm not trying to brag. It's just one of those bowls are so easy to do, along with plates and stuff like that. So it would be fun to just go into a huge production and then, see what happens down the road with the glazing. The glazing is not as easy as everything else because of the unpredictability with it. If you guys only knew the amount of funny texts that I get during my day from friends and family. Deb, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Deb says, "LOL," exactly. Was it? Hey, what? Get rid of the uniqueness of hand thrown. Yeah, a lot of people do. They try to, they clean out the inside with the rib, which looks nice, especially when the glaze for certain pots. I mean, like I said, everybody throws different, so it's all what your eye likes. It's simple as that. I could rib out the inside of this, and somebody would really like it. Where I would rather have the throw lines. That's just me. That doesn't mean that everybody in the world thinks that way. Everybody's got their own eyes. So I kind of like that the way that is. So again, right now I'm just cleaning up some tools because I'm going to be switching over to red clay. So while I'm doing that, I figured I'd still hang out with y'all. Howdy doody. So, yeah, and with switching over to red clay, you have to get all of the white clay off of every little bit of every tool, because obviously it will just go into that clay, which would kind of act as a marbling look or something of the sort. It's actually harder to clean the tools going from red to white clay, because the red is full of iron and stains everything in its path. Oh, we have 6-pound pots as well. But hope everybody here has had a good day. Thank you all for tuning in today. I will be back on live tomorrow, throwing red pots. It'll be a different view from a different wheel. Same idiot potter. So, as far as I'm aware, these are all the tools that I will need for tomorrow. So, they're all clean, put aside. It's always better to get everything you need done to be able to do what you need to do tomorrow, the day before. And if you don't, you're lazy. No point in being lazy. Now, I'm not going to do a flip with this pot because I got under it. So don't get your hopes up. Oh, this is really light. So this is all the dried bits that literally I used, or I created today. And where I wedge my clay, that is something I have to do a couple or few times, is I use a big tile grout sponge, like so. And I clean up this whole area. And I actually scrub it because there's so much white clay that can get down into that MDF board. So there's one decent time. I'll do one more, and then tomorrow I will do the same thing with clean water. This is just to get the majority out. And then my weigher, it has to have the same thing, I have to do it. And I guess I could show you guys what's going on over there if you even want to see. Gail says, glaze results was the reason I started firing to cone 6 oxidization. Yeah. I made a set of dishes using the same glaze in cone 10 reduction, and each one was a different color. Absolutely. That's what happens with cone 10 reduction. You never know what you're going to get. Or you think you know, and then you then know that you don't know. But yeah, cone 6, it's when cone 10 reduction comes out really good, it blows cone 6 out of the water, 100%. So, but the consistency of cone 6 is awesome. And I've seen some really cool cone 6 glazes. But yeah, consistency is where you're at, oxidization, 100%. For anybody that doesn't know what that means, it's in basic non-potter's terms, it's an electric kiln is oxidization. And yeah, radiant. But Ben, you get by with a garden pot fire at cone 06, right? 06 is way too low. 06 would be a ripoff to sell the pots at that low. Now I go right above cone 1. So 06, you can fire 06. That's a very low bisque. So yeah, I don't fire extremely hot, but 06 is way too low. 06 is what? Not even 19, just barely 1900 Fahrenheit. Is my guess. It might even be like 1845 or something. That's too low. Your pot will not have much strength to it. You can do it and use it, and you can do it, but you're not going to get the color of the clay you want out of it, or the strength that really, people are buying your wares. You want them to last. So cones 06 is a great bisque for cone 6. So for the people that don't know what we're talking about, cones are ways to tell, and every cone has it's a way to tell your temperature. So in the old days, you would have cones that would melt, and when they melted to a specific, there would just be little pieces of clay, and when they melted to a specific angle, that temperature was hit. So that's what potters now call it, even though we have digital readouts on kilns that say it's at 2010 degrees or whatever you're firing to. Cone 10 is one of the hotter. I believe you can go up to, I don't know what the highest cone is. Cone 12, porcelain. Before clay turns so vitrified that it's just a blob. But yeah, so cone 10 is basically 2,345 degrees Fahrenheit. And most people would be like, oh, that doesn't make much sense. There's not a lot of difference between 2,000 degrees cone 06 is about 1885. So not a lot of difference between 1,900 degrees and 2,345. Well, literally, there's so much energy that needs to be used to get up to that cone 10. It's a difference between a yellow-orange hot and a white hot visually. So there's a lot of power that needs to get there, whether you're using electricity or you're using propane for reduction. But Gail says, so true. When cone 10 works, it can give amazing results. That sure does. Well, Reed says, yeah, I think 1800s. Yeah. Gail says, I still use cone packs. Nice. The 1 kil fires up the cone. Yeah, 11, 12. There are higher, I would imagine there are still higher cones, but the highest I ever really fired to was cone 10 at a high cone 10, and it might even been creeping on cone 11. And that's when you get some amazing, the wood ash drip glazes that I use. I'll show you one. I have one here this was fired at a very high, So this is a very high cone 10, which is 2,000 345 degrees. So this was getting hit with direct flame. So the box where the flame came in was hitting the box, going straight up and curling right into this wall. And you can tell because the other side looks like this. So this side had, bam, heat to it. So this actually probably got up hotter than 2,345 degrees. So I had that drip glaze. It's wood ash. It's a wood ash drip glaze. So a little bit of Barnard and all the stuff. Of course, it's not even mined anymore. And then here's an example of one that was at this actually came out cool. This was actually probably a little bit lower. So see the shine on it? And I do that. I let the glaze just drip. Look at that. That's so cool. And it's got that reflection in there like everything would. And then the inside is a true Albany river slip, which again is not dug anymore. So, Gail says beautiful. Your dad's gas kiln is amazing. Yeah, no, it's definitely a good one. I mean, this was fired in that. Well, read. Gail says beautiful. I have a black face that you can see the flame on. I know, isn't it? I love when that happens. So yeah, this one was a little bit lower in that kiln that went so hot. So the one that got the blaze and the flame right to it. But what you can do, here's a simple test for you guys. So when you're out and about and you see a pot, and you can say, I wonder how hot that kiln, that pot was fired to. You're not gonna be able to know for sure, but you hear that? And it's a very high fire. This is cone 10. So if you did that to a low fire pot, it would go thud, thud, thud. So well read with your cone 06, you could do that. And somebody that has a very strong middle finger like I do, I could probably bust right through it. It'd be like thud, thud, thud. It sound like that versus that. So that's a good way to tell if the pot has been fired, at least from cone 6 to cone 10. You can hear I can hear the difference. I have a very old pot over here. You hear that? That's actually probably not even a cone 1. That's probably like a cone 02 from 2000. So you could hear the difference right there. J.M. Clay, how's it going, J.M. Clay? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you in here. Well, Ritos are great. Let me go put this back. So we're all cleaned up. Ready for making red pots tomorrow. I am not done yet, though. I've got a lot to do, guys. I have, I don't know, 5 orders to pack. I have to get all these ready for an order that needs to be delivered. I also have to help my wife bring down 1,000 pounds through the garage, down the stairs that are behind me, and into the basement from the front yard of clay. So that'll be fun. Well, Reed says, looks like business is good. Congrats. Oh, it's always been steady. Business is steady. And it is good. I'm able to do what I love to do for a living. So there you go. That's what I consider good. James says, can't wait for my pot. Nice. All right, cool. Hey, James. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to get on with all that. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Tomorrow, I hopefully will not need my thinking cap. I get to watch another bungling idiot wheel throwing Potter. Anyway, thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow if I do. If I don't, that's okay. We'll catch you when we do. And thank you to everybody that was in here hanging out as always. We'll catch you next time. Thank you for the 68 likes, guys. That's insane. You guys are too nice to me. I gotta go work on my paradiddles. Just do beats. Gail says, thank you, passerby. Take care, Ben. Yes, you too. Yeah. Stay classy. Stay classy, YouTube. Let's bring common sense. Bring common sense to YouTube.